The way this book is structured can drastically change your approach to learning grammar, and you don't even need the book itself. 2 words: discovery learning. Hey, my fellow English learner, you're watching Fluent English with Lady Giraffe. I'm Olga, and today I'm going to show a new grammar book to you. This is About Language by Scott Thornbury. This is not your typical grammar book. I actually read it from cover to cover and did all the exercises. It took me more time than I care to admit. Do you need this particular grammar book? Honestly speaking, probably not, for a number of reasons I'll talk about later. But hear me out. The way the book is structured made me research the so-called inductive or discovery learning. And trust me, you want to know this. About Language talks mostly about grammar, but it's not all grammar. It's also stuff like pronunciation, intonation, spelling, sentence structure, etc. The book has the second title, Tasks for Teachers of English. And it's probably the main reason why I'm not recommending getting the book itself. It focuses a lot on the way English teachers can expand their knowledge of grammar so that they could explain it to their students. The language of the book is pretty complicated, and you need to know quite a few linguistic terms. I enjoyed going through the exercises, but I have to admit it was really challenging. But if I'm not recommending this grammar book to you, what's the point? Well, let me tell you about its unique structure. The book itself is split in the middle. The first half of it contains tasks, or exercises, if you will. The second, the answers to the tasks. But it's more than just simple answers. They're commentaries, long and detailed explanations. Let's take, for example, chapter 18, Time and Tense. In a usual grammar book, the first thing you see is a set of rules. Something like, the present simple is formed by doing this and this. Then you get a bunch of examples illustrating the rules. After that, it's time for exercises to check your understanding of the rules. This type of learning is called deductive. You get the rules and then apply them. This is what we're used to. Every single grammar book that I've ever come across is structured in this way. But here, there are no rules in sight. All you can see are tasks. First, you get a text, which is an authentic text from a real-life source, and you're asked to analyze the text and find verbs in the present and past tenses. After that, you're asked to analyze the verbs you found and say how many different forms of the tense you can name. Then you get some sentences you need to analyze in a specific way, and more similar tasks. You're supposed to think about the grammar and come to your own conclusions. Why? Because finding things out by yourself leads to better memorization and understanding. This is the inductive approach to learning, or discovery learning. You get some examples and then you work out the rules by yourself. After finishing each task, you're supposed to go to the key and read the explanation. This is something that people who read the book complain a lot on the internet, that you need to go back and forth all the time. It didn't bother me, but I used a different method of going through the exercises. I would do one whole unit at a time by writing down my answers and guesses on paper, and then I'd check them. Quite a few of my guesses were complete fails, but I learned a lot in the process. If you like puzzles, then this method is perfect for you. Personally, I found this way of learning fascinating. Challenging? Yes. But also exciting. It's like you figuring out who's done it in a murder mystery. I used to love detective TV shows as a child. If your English is at the lower level right now, you'll probably be more comfortable with the usual deductive way of learning grammar. You might wonder if you can use discovery learning to study English grammar without buying specially organized grammar books. Actually, most self-study grammar books use deductive learning, and I don't know any other books beside about language that are structured differently. But don't worry, there is something you can do to enrich your grammar study with a bit of inductive learning. Next time you sit down to study grammar using any grammar book you own or even resources online, do the exercises first. It will make you think deeply about the examples and you'll have so many questions. Then you can get the answers to the questions by reading the rules. Believe me, doing this will help you become a more independent English learner, and you'll be able to understand the rules so much better. Another thing you can do is to take a small text and analyze one grammar aspect in it, like prepositions, a certain tense, or articles. Noticing patterns and thinking about them is something that will make you a better English learner. I love that about language taught me a totally different way of organizing my grammar studies. What is your favorite grammar book? Tell me in the comments. You want to learn more about improving articles by analyzing texts? Check out this video next. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time with more awesome language content.